What's up, super people? My name is Aaron Oster. I am a #1 best-selling author on Amazon, and today we're going to talk about how to properly prepare for the release of a book. I've released many books, but my upcoming release, Age of Ancients, which is going up for pre-order this Friday, January 22nd, and is coming out Wednesday, January 27th, is going to be my first release of 2021. So I thought I would do a video on how I go about preparing for a release, getting the word out there, and how you can do this too to try and get the most impact, the most attention, and the biggest oomph, I guess, to try and get the word out there as much as you possibly can before the release of the book. So with that said, if you guys could destroy that like button and subscribe, I would really appreciate it. We're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers, so yeah, with that said, let's get right into the video. So I'm sure the first question is, why? Why do you want to try and get the word out there? Well, obviously, it's because you want to sell your books. The biggest, your best chance of getting some real traction for a book series, especially a new one, always happens within the first 1 to 2 weeks after the release. After that, if nothing is really happening, chances are interest is going to peter off and your series is basically just going to be a bust. I have had this happen twice in the end of 2019 in December. I made a mistake over there. I had released way too many series without continuing. And then again in May of 2020, I made that same mistake of just throwing a book out there without putting a lot of, advertising behind it, without talking about it a whole lot, without really buckling down, making a plan, getting the proper things done, and really talking about it. And that series also failed. So what am I doing differently now than what I did back then? So we're going to flip around. I'm going to go over all of the steps that I've taken with this book, how far in advance I started talking about my book. I started getting feedback, and exactly what I do to make sure that my book will have the biggest impact on release day. So we're going to turn around right here. Okay, and as you can see, here is the Age of Ancients cover. Now, I actually had this cover made, I think, all the way back in November, at the beginning of November, or towards the end of October, maybe even before that. I'm not 100% sure. I can double check the dates. I'll leave a comment with the actual dates. I'll leave it down in the description so you guys can get it. But this cover right over here, as you can see, it hits all the things that I like to hit. Right? It's a standout cover. It's got something that really grabs the attention. Dinosaurs, people love that. Bright colors, unique. A battle scene, something that I always like to put on a cover, not just characters posing, making a cool pose or whatever. And that is one of the mistakes I made in 2019 and my failed release of 2020, is that one, I just had a character posing. Another, the cover just really wasn't up to snuff. So right here, as you can see, we're on the page. I am actually doing something a little different with this book, and I am releasing this book at $3.99 instead of my usual $4.99 to make it more approachable for new readers to get in when they want to. As you can see, scheduled for January 27th. I still need to finalize that. I am right now waiting for the last of my ARC readers to get back to me with any issues they found. And I'll be finalizing pre-order either late tomorrow, Thursday, or early Friday. So now we're going to go on to how far in advance I started talking about it. And for that, we're going to have to go to my Patreon, as this is where I really start, before anywhere else. This is where I really start talking about my book. I throw it up for alpha readers. So as you can see right over here, the book was originally going to be named Trial of the Ancients, but I am happy that I changed it to Age of Ancients after some feedback from readers. So Patreon is a great resource to start. For this tier specifically, I actually lowered my price point from $8 to $5, which is the price of a normal ebook, So people don't feel like they're being cheated or anything like that. Like, yeah, we got to pay $8 when we could just wait and read it for a lower price point. So now I give the alpha readers the option. I say, I'm going to be releasing chapters as I write them, and this tier is going to cost you $5, which is the same as any other ebook, but if you give me feedback, then I'm going to give you a shout out at the front of my book. And for this one specifically, I gave my alpha readers another special little bit of motivation to tell me everything that was wrong with my book so I could fix it. And that bit of motivation was that I was going to send every alpha reader who participated a signed copy of the book after it came out. So as you can see over here, the first part of this book, releasing January 27th, I started with this towards the end of September, which is, I believe, October, November, December, 4 months before the actual release of the book. This is where I officially started talking about it. And if we scroll up through here, you can see that, I've talked about it a bit more, and, right over here, October 31st is where I got the concept art for Age of Ancients. And then, right around here, I threw up the cover. And then I really started getting into the alpha read right over here, posting chapters up every single day, and having my alpha readers tell me exactly what they thought of the book. So that was my first step, getting it through the alpha readers, and getting them to tell me what they thought. Now, after I finished up with the alpha readers, I started on the beta readers. And now when I got to the beta reader part of the book, I'd already gotten past the final release of December. And that is around the time when I started talking about it on my social media. That's when I did the cover reveal. And I'm going to show you guys a little bit more after we turn around. So let me just get this all set up over here. And here we go. We're going to flip around again. So as you can see right over here, I did like a little bit of a teaser on my social media group. This was November 11th. And right over here is when I did the full cover reveal, November 19th. So this is when I threw it up on Facebook to start talking about it over here. And it's around this time that I actually start talking about the actual book. I asked people for their opinions, which cover they liked more. And obviously, they chose the one with the title on top. I really preferred that one too. So that is the one I ended up going with. And as you can see, there's some ads for some of my other stuff in the meantime. But it's around December time, after I finished with my last release, that I really start talking about Age of Ancients. So around December is when I started really buckling down and talking to my readers and to my fans directly about the release. And this is when I start talking about looking for ARC readers. That's advanced readers that are going to get the book beforehand so they can leave reviews on release day. Because as I've talked about, many, many times before, it's very important to try and get as many reviews as you possibly can, especially good reviews, up as soon as the book releases. Because the more positive reviews you have on a book, the more the Amazon algorithm will favor you and start pushing your book to a wider audience. And the more people that Amazon pushes your stuff to, the more copies you're going to end up selling. So I actually ended up getting right around 30 ARC readers for this book, which is really good, especially considering that this is a new series. And what I offered my ARC readers specifically was a signed postcard of the book cover and to be credited in the back of the book. Now, another good thing about getting ARC readers is that as good as your editor is, and as good as you are at catching little mistakes here and there in your manuscript, you're always going to miss a couple of things. One or two small things. Things that can just make the book be that much better. And, people don't like typos. And even though, you have these massive publishing companies, you'll find typos in traditionally published books all the time. For some reason, people always draw comparisons, and for some reason they look at traditional publishers through these rose-tinted glasses and think that they can do no wrong. And that is a massive misconception with a lot of readers. So I've found, generally speaking, that in my genre anyways, in the authors that really take pride in their work and have to pour in a lot of time, effort, and thousands of dollars of their own money into this, you will generally find less mistakes in the more well-established self-published authors' manuscripts than you will find in traditionally published books. But that's just the way it goes. So by giving your books to ARC readers, you are A, setting yourself up for, some guaranteed reviews on release day, which will push your book to more readers. 2, they're going to find the little mistakes that you and your editor have missed, and you can easily fix them beforehand. And 3, your ARC readers will then go and talk to other people. They will talk up your book. They'll start talking about it. And by getting other people to talk about it, you're going to start drumming up more interest. So, we're going to flip around again, and we're going to take a look at my Instagram page over here. All right, we're flipped around again and moving on to my Instagram. Now, as you can see, this is the first post where I really start talking about it, and this is December 18th. Here we go, Age of Ancients, the first book in the new series, will be launching in just a month. I'll be showing off the cover and looking for advanced readers. So this is where you send your feelers out, you sort of give them an idea of, hey, I've got a new series coming out, and, you guys should get excited about it. So those are a few of the ways that you can really start talking about it, and I'd say that if you have nothing else going on, starting to talk about your book about 2 or 3 months before you even publish it is a good way to start drumming up interest. Constantly post about it, constantly tell people about it, give them little snippets of the book, show them the blurb, show them the cover, do as much as you possibly can to drum up interest. And then in about the last month, that's when you really start buckling down. You really start talking about it. Now, for the first book in a series, the only reason I throw up a pre-order at all is so that it has time to get ranked in the Amazon store, and so I can choose the release date. So if you just click the little publish button, as soon as you're done, Amazon will publish it at its earliest convenience, or as soon as it possibly can. When you put it up for pre-order, which the minimum is 3 days beforehand, that's when they lock your book for review, you get to choose your actual release date, plus it gives your book time to get a ranking in the Amazon Kindle store, and this way, when your release date comes up, you have time to see if you hit a bestseller in a category. You have a chance to be able to see your rankings live, and when other people see your rankings live, it also gives them a better idea of how your book is performing, and how it, and if it's even worth it to pick up. So, with all that said, I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you got something out of this video. If you did, I would appreciate it if you destroyed that like button. Please subscribe too. You can check all the stuff you can check all the links in the comments down below. I've got stuff for my books down there. You can check out Mibble Art. They've got a ton of author resources. And if you order a cover through them and tell them that I recommended you, they will be giving you 15% off your cover, or adding $15 value to your cover, depending on the type of cover you want to get. Check out all my books and audiobooks down below. Age of Ancients is going up for pre-order on the 22nd and coming out on the 27th. If you've got any more ideas, things you want me to talk about, just let me know down below in the comments. Hit that notification bell if you want to see more stuff from me. Thank you guys so much for watching. Keep being super, and I will see you all next time.